Oh my gosh, self-doubt. Like, I remember doubting myself so much and just having such lack of confidence. Okay, so I am a little bit nervous about filming this video, I'm not gonna lie. But first things first, I want to point out the elephant in the room. So you guys may have noticed already, but my hair is a lot shorter. So I got my hair cut a couple of days ago. I made the spontaneous decision to get the chop and I absolutely love it. My hair feels so much softer, so much healthier, and it was so easy to style. Like, I absolutely love it. So I just wanted to point that out there before we get into the video. But anyway, as you guys can see from the title, in today's video I am going to be reacting to the video that I uploaded to YouTube a year and a half ago that was called I'm Not Okay, My YouTube Heartbreak. And if you guys are relatively new to my YouTube channel and you haven't been watching me for a while, then you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But basically, a year and a half ago, I was really struggling with my mental health, and I was very open about it on my YouTube channel, and I was very open about the reasons that I was struggling with my mental health. And I actually ended up posting a video on YouTube where I was crying and pretty much having a breakdown and just shared with you guys my honest feelings. And I remember reading through all of your comments when I uploaded the video and feeling so supported and loved, and you guys were just so sweet. So thank you to everyone who has stuck around since then. I feel like you guys have seen me at my worst, but you've also seen me at the best. So if you can't tell, I feel like I'm at my best right now. I am feeling so much better mentally. I've definitely had ups and downs throughout the year, but for like the past few months, I've been feeling the best I've felt in a really long time. I feel like I've got purpose and I just genuinely feel happy. So I hope you guys can see that as well. But I just wanted to put that out there. And that is kind of the reason why I wanted to do this video, because I thought it would be really interesting to react to that really low point in my life now that I'm feeling a lot better, because I can see things with a different perspective and explain to you guys the reasons why I was feeling that way. I think it's so amazing that I'm able to reflect on my past and see how far I've come, and hopefully my journey can inspire you guys as well, and it can kind of be like a message to everyone that, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That is really cheesy, but you know what I mean. Like, honestly, I just feel like I've become so much stronger because of the things that I've gone through, and I feel like honestly now those things don't really get me down because I've worked through those issues that I had. I remember at that point in my life I was going through a lot, and there were so many contributing factors to why I was feeling that way, but one of the main reasons that I was feeling so low was because of YouTube. And obviously I feel guilty talking about that because YouTube is also what makes me so happy, but there was a point when YouTube actually made me really sad, and that wasn't because of you guys or, you know, anything to do with anyone else. It was all to do with me and the way I was perceiving myself. I used to get so caught up on views and comments and engagement and feel like if I didn't reach a benchmark, that was a reflection on me, and it's like my identity was attached to YouTube and I didn't really know myself away from YouTube in a way. So if a video didn't do very well, it made me feel like you guys just didn't like me and then that I wasn't a very interesting person, and it was just like a really bad cycle. And basically I think I was just having a big identity crisis, and I've managed to kind of work through that. And that's not to say that I don't get down every once in a while, but I feel like I have a much healthier relationship with YouTube now. And it's interesting because I completely blamed how I was feeling on YouTube, but now in hindsight I can see that I actually had a lot of stuff going on in my life at that point. I had actually recently had a family member pass away. I was feeling kind of unsettled with my home life, and I was also feeling unsettled with some of my friendships. And so there were a number of reasons why I was feeling just really unsettled. But anyway, I feel like I've been waffling on for way too long in this intro, so I'm gonna get into watching the video. But before I do that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I actually haven't seen this video since I first uploaded it. I actually made my mum edit the video and watch it through, and she posted it because I wasn't even sure if I should post it, and she's like, no, I think it would be something that your viewers would like to see because they'll feel more connected to you and kind of understand what's going on with you. And I'm so glad I did post the video, but I was so kind of traumatized by it that I've never watched the video back. So this is a completely real and raw reaction because I literally haven't seen it since I filmed the video. All right, here we go.
Hey everyone, so I'm filming a video with Braden right now. Well, it's not really with him, I just kind of wanted him to be with me for moral support, just because, like, I tried filming this video on my own just before and just kept crying, and I don't know, I just feel like having him here actually might help me because he knows me very well and will help me get across what I'm trying to say properly.
Okay, sorry, I have to pause the video already, but I remember that Braden was like the sweetest throughout this video, like the most supportive boyfriend ever. He still is, but oh my gosh. And also he looks so cute.
But pretty much I just wanted to talk about how I'm actually feeling, because I feel like I haven't been very transparent on my channel about like what actually has been going on in my life, and also I feel like I haven't been very like transparent with myself about it in a way. Like I haven't really admitted to myself how big of an issue this actually is for me. So pretty much like I'd say for the last 2 years, on and off, would you say?
Yeah, on and off.
On and off.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Probably 2 years.
Maybe even worse now though, but I've been having like these really, really down moments and days, sometimes weeks and stuff. And it all seems to be linked to my career, my like YouTube channel and stuff. But first of all, I want to say that it's not to do with like any of the people who watch. Like I don't get any, it's not to do with any negativity. I don't get any negativity. All I get is nice comments and support, which actually makes me feel even more guilty in some senses for even...
That is literally like what I was saying before. It makes me feel guilty like admitting to how I was feeling, but like I said, it wasn't to do with anyone. It was literally to do with how I was perceiving myself. And it's crazy that I said that I was feeling like that for like 2 years before filming this video, because that's true. Like I kind of was like spiraling downhill for 2 years, and then yeah, I reached breaking point.
Complaining because I'm like I'm so lucky to even have an audience and even have had the opportunities that I've had, but I can't help the way that I'm feeling. And I guess like it's just something that I've been keeping to myself because I felt like almost like I didn't want to admit it and talk about it on my channel, but it's just been going on for far too long now that like it's just not a way to live. Like it honestly is ruining my mental health. Like I can't keep going the way I'm going, and something needs to change. Like I knew in 2019 that something needed to change, but I don't know what. But anyways, still haven't really figured things out, but
it's so interesting that I was like, something needs to change, and you can see that I was like really lost at this point. And like, you know, I considered so many different things. I thought maybe I should get a new job, and you know, maybe I should do something else, get a hobby. But the change that I decided to make was to move out of home, and I feel like that was the change that I really needed.
I just wanted to talk on here because I'm having one of those bad days today, and I have just been crying like non-stop. I'm really lucky that I actually have Braden to like support me, because like I don't know, I just need people around me when I get like this, because I don't know, I just get so in my head. But basically, yeah, well, the reason that I've been feeling so down is to do with like my YouTube channel, and it all kind of comes down to views, which is like so embarrassing to say as well, because like it seems like just like it's just a number, like it really is. And like some people might be like, oh my goodness, are you serious? But like literally I've been doing this for nearly 5 years, and my YouTube channel is part of my identity and stuff, and I feel like I was really succeeding a few years ago, pretty much when I first met you. And I feel like the last few years there's been so many changes with YouTube and stuff that I feel like I'm just constantly going downhill.
Yeah, I remember feeling like that a lot. Like I just felt like I was trying so hard, and it just felt like I was going backwards. And I guess it doesn't feel good no matter what you do if you're going backwards, you know, like you don't feel like you're progressing and you're putting so much work in to just go backwards. But I feel like I just needed to kind of change my mindset and realize that it wasn't necessarily me going backwards. YouTube was changing, there were so many more people on the platform, and I still was able to do it as a job. I just kind of needed to evolve and go with the changes in a way. But it was really hard for me to understand that at that point. And like, look, I still find it hard to understand sometimes, but social media changes so fast and you just have to change with it.
And like, even though it's not in my control, and I know it's because of YouTube and it's to do with algorithm changes and to do with it being so oversaturated now, I can't help but think it's me. and like I put all the blame on myself. And yeah, I've really lost my confidence that I used to have. Like, I used to be a lot more self-confident and like happy in myself, but like I just am not like too happy in myself anymore, and like doubt absolutely everything that I do, and I even doubt like my friendships that I have and stuff. And
oh my gosh, self-doubt. Like, I remember doubting myself so much and just having such lack of confidence. And I don't really know when that kind of changed again. I mean, I feel like it's only been within the last few months that I felt a little bit more confident again, but I was going through a phase at this point where I was comparing myself to a lot of people. Like, I was very low in my self-esteem because I would see other people doing really well, and I felt like, why can't I do well as well? And obviously that is my perception. I was obviously still doing well, but in my head I wasn't.
Feel like I'm not good enough for people, and it's like literally to do with views, and it's so frustrating because it's like a love-hate relationship. Like, I love YouTube so much, and that's why I keep doing it, and I love creating things, and I love actually interacting with people, but at the same time, like, I hate how much it like controls my life and messes with my head. And sometimes like, I can manage to talk myself out of this and be so fine, and then suddenly everything comes crashing down again, and it will just be from like little triggers and stuff. And
it's interesting because, like I said, there was lots of little triggers that kind of made me go into this mindset. And triggers are something that I've really kind of learned to identify over the last year, and I think they're so important to identify because once you've figured out what triggers you, then you can kind of work on those triggers. And I actually went and saw a psychologist, and she got me working on a lot of those things, and I've managed to work through a lot of them. So honestly, if you guys are struggling with anything, try and figure out the triggers and the root cause, because honestly that will help you a lot.
yeah, it's just like I know deep down that like I'm equal to everyone else, and really like success online doesn't mean anything, but I'm not gonna lie and pretend it doesn't bother me, because it really does, and I wish it didn't. And I feel like, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like this but just doesn't talk about it, but I don't know, it's really hard because also YouTube's like my full-time job, and it is like what I do for a living, and I have to count it in that now as well. It's not just if I enjoy it, if I don't enjoy it. And I just don't even know. What else should I say? I feel like there's still so much more to be said. I mean, the thing is, like, and I wish I didn't have to talk about this, but I feel like I've got quite a few friends who do the same thing as me, who are having success as well, and I'm so proud of them and so happy for them. Like, I genuinely am, but I can't help but compare myself and think, why can't I be where they are, and what's wrong with me, and just knock myself down. I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm enough. And
yeah, I was really struggling with comparing myself at this point, and I would compare myself to people like my little sister, which is obviously really toxic. And my little sister was doing really well with her YouTube channel at the time, which is so great. Congrats, Lily, she's still doing well. But I remember feeling like, how come she's doing so well and I'm doing the same thing, and like I'm not getting the same results? And you know, now I say it out loud, it just sounds silly, but like that's how I felt. And you know, you can't kind of dismiss your feelings. But now I've just managed to change my mindset around it and just know that it's not necessarily a reflection on me.
the thing is as well, I don't know what I'd do without this, because as I said before, this is such a big part of my identity, and I do enjoy doing it, and I plan on continuing to do it. But like, I just feel like I'm spiraling downhill. And I don't even know if you guys see that, or maybe you do. Maybe you see my views and stuff and think, oh, that's not the same as me.
Oh, bloody hell. Braden's ringing me. I'm in the middle of filming. It's okay. Okay, can I call you back?
In my head, I'm like, oh, I feel like everyone's going to be thinking, like, what has she done? Why do people not like her? I won't like her either. Like, And this is just like a reoccurring circle. Like honestly, it just goes in loops and loops. And even on our trip, like Braden and I, as you guys know if you did watch the videos, we went away to Europe and we did have an amazing time. It should have been like the best weeks, some of the best weeks of our lives, and they were, but at the same time I really, really hated that when I was over there, sometimes the first thing I think about in the morning is my channel and my views and stuff like that, and then it'll be the last thing I think about. And I had a few mental breakdowns like when I was away with you, and I feel so bad for you. But
my gosh, I wish that this wasn't as big of an issue as it was when Braden and I were away in Europe, because I was still working a lot when we were away. I was still doing brand collaborations, and I was stressing out when like a video wouldn't do that well, and I was worrying that I wouldn't be able to continue on doing brand collaborations because I just felt like my channel was going downhill, and it was just so toxic. Like I should have just been enjoying my trip in Europe and just put work to the side, and I could have vlogged it but just like maybe not uploaded till I got home or something. Like my god, like it just was toxic. I was just wanting to work the whole time that I was away. I was like, this is a good content opportunity, I need to take a photo here and take a photo there. And not that like I wouldn't do that now, like I know I would, but I think I'd have a healthier relationship with it. But back then I was just in competition with myself, and I just felt like I had to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and yeah, it was not healthy.
you know, he was there for me, which was really nice. But I just feel like that shouldn't be happening, you know, like it shouldn't be controlling my life that much, but it really is. I think the thing is with YouTube, you feel like you can't take a break as well. If you take a break, then people forget about you. And then when you come back, people are like, oh, where have you been? And it's just you feel guilty. So like as much as like this job as well that gives so many benefits, that's another thing. Like I feel like I can't complain because I'm like, there's so many good things that I get at. I feel like there's so many good things that like come from this job that I feel like I'm like, how can I complain? But like, it just really, really messes with my head. I'm just gonna stop the video there just because I feel like I kind of repeat myself at the end, and I feel like I've kind of explained everything. But that was the video that I filmed a year and a half ago. I feel like I've changed so much in that time. I feel like I look younger. It actually wasn't even a year and a half ago. It was Australia Day last year. So yeah, not even a year and a half ago, and I just feel so different. But my gosh, it just goes to show how much can change in such a short period of time when you do work on yourself. And I'm just so proud of myself and how far I've come, and I just can't wait to see where I go next. So I really hope that this maybe inspires you guys. I've definitely got more things that I can kind of talk about to do with mental health. When I actually start my podcast, I really want to talk about my journey with mental health a little bit more and share some tips and the things that I've learned, just because I feel like it's the kind of thing that you'd like to listen to instead of like see me talk about, you know. So I'll make sure to let you guys know when my podcast is out. But I hope you guys found this video interesting and insightful. But I just wanted to say, if any of you guys are struggling with your mental health, I promise you it does get better. Hang in there, and maybe go and see someone, because I went to go and see a psychologist and she honestly changed my life. Just having someone to talk to was amazing. And also just like, you know, maybe you need to make a change. I made a change in my life, which at the time was moving out of home, and that was the best thing for me. And I feel like I then inevitably started changing up my content, and my channel changed, and then I changed, and then like now I am where I am, and I have a much better mindset towards YouTube and so much more purpose. So yeah, I would recommend that if you guys are feeling a little bit stuck, maybe make a change in your life. And also a big tip is to find out the root cause and what is triggering you to feel a certain way. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.